All right, last one, guys. We're going from meters to millimeters. Now, remember, if you forget, in 1 meter, there's 1,000 millimeters, a lot of them, right? So in our little circle here, we're dealing with the number 1,000. Again, bigger unit on the left, meters, smaller unit on the right, millimeters, okay? Now let's get rid of that. Okay, same thing as before. Starting with 3 meters, we want to go to millimeters. So we're going to times it by 1,000. Now you take the 3. If you can times that by 1,000 in your head, awesome. That's great. If you can't, you know what to do. Now, how many zeros are in 1,000? 1, 2, 3. So for here, we're going to be moving that decimal 3 spots, okay? Because we're multiplying, we're moving it to the right. So we take the decimal, move it 1 spot, 2 spots, 3 spots to the right. It's going to go right here. Get rid of the first one, and we have 3000, and then the decimal, and then more zeros. We can get rid of those, and it leaves us with just 3000. Okay? Everything before the decimal. Or in other words, what number is this? 3,000. You might have been able to do that in your head. 3 times 1,000, 3,000. But this way works as well. I wanted to show you that. So 3 meters, 3,000 millimeters. A lot of them. Okay, next example. My table is very shaky. Whoa, okay. What do we do, guys? I know you can do it. I'll do it anyways. 13 meters. How do we get to millimeters times it by 1,000? How do we do that? Anyone? Well, moving it to the right. How many spots? 1, 2, 3. So take the decimal here. 1 spot, 2 spot, 3 spots. Goes right there. Get rid of the first one. And we've got 13000 and then the decimal. Okay? So we've got 13000. What number is that? It's a big one. It's 13 and then 3 zeros. 13,000, right? Anytime it's 3 zeros, it's thousands. So we got 13,000. Now again, you might have been able to do that in your head. 13 times 1,000, 13,000. Makes sense to me. All right, let's go the opposite way. We're gonna go from millimeters, the tiniest, to meters, the biggest. All right, we have got 5,000 millimeters. We wanna go 2 meters. What do? We divide by 1,000. Well, how do you do that? Maybe in your head, maybe not. If you can't do it in your head, let's add that decimal in there. Now we're dividing, so what way do we move it? To the left, always for division. And how many spots? 1, 2, 3. So we're going to take the decimal, we're going to go 1 spot, 2 spot, 3 spots to the left. Just going to go right between the 5 and that 0. Okay? So we've got 5 point, and then all these zeros, or in other words, just 5. Okay? Again, anytime it's decimal and then zeros, you can get rid of them. So we know that 5,000 millimeters is the same as 5 meters. All right? Next example, we got 16,000 millimeters. Oh my goodness. What do we do, guys? Well, we take our 16,000. We gotta divide by 1,000. Do it in your head, go for it. If not, remove the decimal to the left 3 times. So we go 1 spot, 2 spots, 3 spots, right after the 6. Okay, so now we've got 16 decimal, all of these zeros, or in other words, just 16. And there's our answer. 16,000 millimeters gives us 16 meters, which makes sense because if there's 1,000 millimeters in a meter, then 16 meters is going to be 16,000 millimeters, right? Makes sense to me. All right, 4 basic examples done. Congrats, we made it. We're going to do 2 trickier ones, and then we're done with conversion, guys. You'll be able to convert to your heart's desire. No one can stop you. All right, we've got 3.5 meters. We're going to millimeters. What do we do? Well, we're going to times it by 1,000. How do we do that? Remember, we've got to add our zeros in. There's already a decimal here and a 5, but that's okay. We can still add those zeros in. And now to multiply, we move it to the right. How many spots? 1, 2, 3. Take the decimal, go 1 spot, 2 spots, 3 spots, right in here. So now we've got 3500, and then the decimal, and then these useless zeros that we don't need, or in other words, 3500, 3,500, 3,500, however you want to say it. Just get the numbers right. That's all that matters. 3,500 millimeters. Okay, last example. I can't wait. Alrighty. What do we got? We've got 4,600 millimeters. We want to go to meters. I'm going to divide it by 1,000. How do we do that? If you're a genius, you don't even need to listen. Just do it in your head. If you're not a genius, that's all right. Most of us aren't. We're dividing, so we move it to the left. How many spots? 1, 2, 3, because there's 3 zeros. Take the decimal, 1 spot, 2 spots, 3 spots. Goes right between the 4 and the 6. Okay. So now we've got 4.60000. You can't get rid of the 6 because it's not a 0, but you can get rid of all these useless zeros after it, which gives us 4.6. All right, and that's our answer. 4,600 millimeters is 4.6 meters. Now, if you're a little confused about how I'm moving the decimal, I'll show you I'll show you a close-up example. You're basically just moving it between the numbers. So let's just say we have 1,000, put it there, right? I'm moving it. Every time you move it 1 number over, that counts as 1 move, right? So if I want to move it 3 spots to the left, I'm moving it, right now it's between these 2 numbers. I'm going to move it 1 spot here, 2 spots here, 3 spots here, right? You're just moving it between the numbers. If I want to move it to the right, I would move it here, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. This was conversion. And next up, we will do something else.